Cato. Patrick Blair, very angry in Zoomland as usual. Both of those things as usual. What's up, man?
I'm exceptionally angry right now. We don't have to get into it. What's going on with you? Fucking tell me something good. I'm done.
Dude, I don't have anything good. I mean,
You don't have
it's
anything good. I'm the one
no.
who's always angry, but you don't have anything good. Cheer me
Yeah.
up. What kind of friend are you?
Yeah, right.
I take my gum out. It's the
Yeah,
first
I
time
mean,
I've
we are
chewed gum in like
podcasting.
weeks. You ever like not chew gum for a little bit and then start chewing gum again? You're like, this is a new thing.
I'm not a gum chewer.
Dude,
It hurts my jaw after like it don't take very long for my jaw is like, why are you doing this?
what are you chewing? Juicy fruit? Get good gum. What are you talking about?
Like what? What's good gum?
You got to get the Trident orange gum. It's delicious.
Okay.
And it lasts forever. Anyway, let's not talk about gum. We're already boring our listeners with gum. I want to ask you a question.
Okay.
I'm so mad. Fuck it. Hold on. I'm tired of sports, man. Fuck sports. Fuck sports. Fuck sports. Fuck it all. I want to
Okay.
ask you a question. What is something, and there's a reason for this. We'll eventually get to it. I don't know how we're going to. It depends on your answer. We'll see how we get there. What is something from your childhood that you often reminisce upon and talk about with friends, family, your wife, whoever? Like a vivid memory you have from childhood. Like this happened and I have to talk about it, whether it was funny, whether it was something that made you angry, sad, like whatever. You got something?
I mean, I don't think I have anything specific, like as far as like this happened, this is funny, but as far, I mean, reminiscing upon, I guess just like what we used to do when I was kid, like if I'm reminiscing with friends, like what we used to do
Something
as
you
kids,
did a lot as a kid.
yeah, like going out and playing basketball and stuff like that. That
So boring. God.
well, I mean,
I mean, you
I don't
grew up in the woods. Did you guys ever like set the woods on fire? Like, yeah, nothing like exciting.
not, nothing major like that. No,
Okay. You have failed me, so I'll give you mine.
I
All
apologize.
right, all right. So let me lead into this. So,
Maybe I can give you
you
a
like
better answer after I hear what you got to say.
perhaps as usual, like you like Andrew Santino, correct? You a fan?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay. I actually, there are all these stand-up comedians that all have podcasts, and there's this whole world of people. He's one of the ones who I think as a stand-up comedian, I like. I've seen him live. I think he's funny. I think he's a good joke writer. I think he's funny. I think he's funny on podcasts. I think he's good in the show Dave. All right. So he just dropped a special on Netflix. You seen it? Heard about it? It's called Cheeseburger.
No, but I'm gonna have to watch this immediately.
It's there. It's good. It's good. I watched it a couple nights ago. It's good. I had a few, really hard laugh out loud moments. But he's one of those dudes that talks about stuff, and I kind of put him in the same category when it comes to stand-ups as like Bill Burr, where like Bill Burr doesn't always make me laugh, but he makes me listen, if that makes sense.
Okay, I got you.
Now I don't know if that's a good characteristic to have as a stand-up. Santino has a way of doing that as well. But he's kind of, well, I'll get into this in a sec. So anyway, he has this new special, and he tells a joke in the special that I swear to God I've been telling for years. Okay. Uh,
Okay,
to my wife, to my friends. It's just a thing. It's a thing that I always talk about from my childhood. It's a vivid memory that I have of doing something, and I always talk about it. And obviously, I'm not a comedian. I don't tell it it's not a bit for me. It's just a story. It's a thing. So the joke, I can't tell his joke verbatim. And you know what? I'm going to give it away. Fuck it. Go watch the special, fuckers. But so like, he tells a joke about how, his parents split and he's with his mom, and his mom, they're not poor, but she would condone that they steal, right? Like when they were at
okay,
places.
okay.
So they would be at the grocery store, and at the grocery store, they would have these plastic containers of candy just in the middle of the store. And you would open the thing and the candy would fall out. And you would bag it by the pound and pay for it later on the honor system, right? So
Okay.
I always tell this joke like, dude, when I went to, so his joke is essentially like my mom would always like grab the thing off the tray, set it in front of me, and just open it up, and I would open my mouth and just do work on, just eat the candy, right? While no
Uh-huh.
one was looking. And I always tell people like, yeah, so like my dad worked a lot when I was a kid. One of the memories I have, this is weird, but one of the memories I have from my childhood with my dad is going to the grocery store with him. He did the grocery shopping because he did the cooking. As odd as that sounds, he would work all day, be gone all day, and come home, and he wouldn't just sit down and like there would be times like I'm gonna make a big feast, right? So oftentimes he would be the one going to the grocery store, so I would go with him. But here's why: because of those goddamn plastic containers full of fucking candy. When he wasn't looking, I know he knew what I was doing, but when he wasn't looking and anyone wasn't looking, I would just fucking lift the thing up and put my mouth under and just do work on chocolate covered raisins, yogurt, pretzels, fucking Skittles. Like I would just fucking stealing, yes. But Andrew Santino tells the same joke. Like he talks about the same thing. And I found it funny. I said immediately to my wife after I watched it, I was like, he fucking, you know how I tell you about this? Because she grew up in a different state, so she doesn't even know about this.
Yeah.
And it's like, I tell you about this all the time. Like, yeah, Andrew Santino fucking told my joke.
He
She's
stole
like,
my
babe, yeah. But no, for real, he's from the Midwest. He's the
joke.
same age as me. So he knows exactly he didn't steal my joke, but I've been telling that story to anyone who knows what I'm talking about for years, as far as I can remember. But that is a vivid memory. I mean, and my go-to was the chocolate covered raisins. I guess that makes me old. My wife, like, you're an old man. Like, you eat chocolate covered raisins? I'm like, yeah, Raisinets? Are you joking?
Raisinets are legit, dude. They are really good.
Delicious.
That's a great movie theater snack.
Oh my God, delicious.
Yeah.
So I would just fucking blah and no and just walk away. You know, I remember, but like my dad's going to the grocery store. I'm like, I want to go, I want to go, I want to go, I want to go. Just do work on candy, all free. But I thought it was funny. I thought it was funny that he told that, but also it just made me think about those times from my childhood where you just remember vividly these things that you did. And that was one of them for sure. And it's very specific to a region. He's from Chicago. He's talked about on podcasts going garage hopping. Do you know what that is?
Is this like
This is
garage
something we did.
sales?
No. This is something we
Garage
did as
hopping.
teenagers as well. So garage hopping, if you're in the suburbs in the Midwest in the summertime,
Uh-huh.
people will leave their garage doors open. And oftentimes people in the Midwest that live in the suburbs will have refrigerators in their garages.
Okay.
Most of the time, there's beer in there. Sometimes there's food, sodas, whatever. So we would just cruise through a cul-de-sac and by the way, I didn't grow up in one of these fucking neighborhoods. It'd always be the friends who had a little bit more money than me and be like, what are we doing this weekend? Oh, we're
So
garage
so
hopping?
so so
Sweet.
this is garage hopping with people who are unaware that you are going to be hopping in their garage.
Well, of course, Colt. It's called stealing. Yes. We were committing a crime. Yes.
Well, no, I thought
Uh,
at first I thought you were saying, well, like this is a thing. Like people who own these houses know that
no.
people are going to be coming around
No, we're
because
sneaking we're
because
sneaking
kind of
into
like
their
you said,
garage.
no, what I'm thinking about, the reason why I thought that is because you've told the story before about like growing up, your garage was always open. Like your mom was always doing the vegetables
Yeah.
and stuff like that
Yeah.
people would come in.
You wanted to steal beer from us. Fucking, we got a shitload. We got whiskey in there. We got fucking tequila. Yeah. We got food and booze. You want to feed your family and get fucked up? Come to our house. Yeah. Dude,
Man.
that's what I'm saying. Like, I didn't have this in my neighborhood only because our neighborhood was so fucking weird where everything was like spread out and nobody left their shit open but
Yeah.
us. We were the only dumbasses that did this. But if you go to a more affluent neighborhood, everybody, especially like cul-de-sac is a key term there. So if somebody lived in a circle,
Yeah.
dude, everybody garage open. So we would sneak in there, snatch a few beers, go to the next one, snatch a few. Hey, we'd have a party by the end of the night.
Right.
But he talked about that, and dude, that's a common. But if you talk to someone who didn't grow up in the Midwest, they don't even know what that is. A, they don't have garages.
True.
B, they're never leaving shit open for anybody. Everything's locked up. There's alarms. There's fucking, yeah, it's a good special. I do recommend it. Again, it's called Cheeseburger. And a lot of the shit he talked about, I relate a lot to him because we have the same type of upbringing, Irish Catholic from the Midwest, all these things. He has a lot of like Catholic jokes mixed in there, which I know all too familiar to me, unfortunately. But so have you thought of something from your childhood yet, or are we just gonna bail on you telling
We
me
might have
anything
to,
good?
I don't think I have anything like specific like that. That's actually, you know what? I think I might have one story. This is just kind of random, but so you know my buddy Sam.
Yep.
You went on the float trip with us and stuff that one time.
Mm-hmm.
So back when I was in like freshman, sophomore year, well, I guess maybe even junior year, like I was at his house almost all the time, and he had an Xbox because I did not. And that's pretty much all we would do on the weekends. It was like play Need for Speed or play Madden or play Tiger Woods or something like that, right? Well, he had a college basketball game, and we were he had lawn chairs set up in his room. That's what we were sitting in. I don't know why. I guess that's all he had for chairs in his room. Anyways, so we're sitting playing this college basketball game, and I don't know who is it like Stanford? Maybe Stanford Cardinals, right?
Cardinal. Yeah,
Cardinal. Okay. On this game, the mascot is a tree.
it is.
It is? Okay. That
Yeah.
has like the googly eyes and like this
Yeah.
giant tongue, right? Okay. This whole weekend, all we've done is drink Dr. Pepper and eat M&Ms and play this college basketball game. And at one point, when one of us picked Stanford and that thing came out, that was the funniest thing that I have ever seen in my entire life. We had never seen this before. I flipped over backwards in my chair. Dr. Pepper went everywhere. It was the funniest thing I'd ever seen in my whole life.
You
What
guys are in
is,
high school?
yes, how is a cardinal, like, why is the tree the mascot? Can you tell me that?
I can't. I know it's the mascot, but I don't know the
I don't understand. Like, it should be a bird, right?
we could no, it shouldn't. No, no.
Why?
I want to talk more about how you guys are in high school and playing video games. Like my high school story was like I steal, I get shit faced, and yours is like I drink Dr. Pepper and eat M&Ms and
Uh-huh.
laugh
Yep.
at
Yep.
video games.
Yep. Yep.
Oh my God.
Dude, you have to understand, I didn't have my first drink of alcohol until after I graduated.
Jesus. Fuck happened to you, man?
I know, dude.
Well, let's get to the bottom of this. Stanford's team name is Cardinal, referring to the vivid red color, not the common songbird as several other schools. And the university does not have an official mascot. The tree, in various versions, has been called one of America's most bizarre and controversial college mascots. There you go. So it means dick.
So cardinal is just for the color red?
Yep.
That makes no sense.
The tree means dick. And that's where all smart kids go, Stanford. Imagine that. Can't
Uh-huh.
even come up with a goddamn mascot. Fucking losers. Well, I'm glad you came up with one. I'm glad you had a good video game playing experience, guy.
That was the weekends, man. During the week, it was all basketball. And then on the weekends, it
During the
was
week, it was all basketball, meaning what?
like actual basketball, like basketball practice and basketball
Like
games. And
organized basketball.
yeah. Yeah.
What organized basketball did you play? Did you play AAU?
No, I mean, I played for my school.
What was your school again?
What do you mean? What was my school?
You're talking about your high school.
Yes.
What high school did you go to?
West St. Francis County.
How many people went to that school again?
Well, I mean, I graduated with 76 kids.
No fucking way, dude.
Yeah, dude.
We're all 76 on the basketball team. Holy shit.
That's legit, dude. Yeah.
That is so crazy to me, man.
And that's like middle size for my area. Like that's not the smallest school around here by any means. There's a school down the road from me, like probably 2 miles away, that is K through 12.
Well, that's becoming more common.
Is it really?
Yeah, yeah. You're seeing that a lot more. I think it's gross and I think it's weird. And I
It's
don't
weird.
think it's weird. I remember when I was in high school, right when I was like right freshman year, I got a job at a pizzeria and I worked there most of high school. A kid started working there who was I don't even he was like from somewhere out west, like the O'Fallon area or like, West Missouri. Football player, big fucking meathead fucking dude. Knew 6 words. And but yeah, he went to one of those small schools and he was like, "Yeah, dude, I'm gonna have 45 people in my graduating class." I'm like, "So everyone on your football team is in the graduating class? Like, how do you have a football team? You play foot?" And he was like a good football player. Like he was getting recruited to go to like D2 schools and shit. Like,
Yeah.
how do you have a football team? You know, like are
Yeah.
all literally every male student at the school is on the football team. There's no like, where do you? I might be like under, it would have been more than 45, but it was like really small, kind of like
Yeah.
what you were saying. But I think it was even smaller than that. I wonder what happened to that kid.
Our school was definitely too small for a football team.
You didn't have a football team, but you said you had a
No.
golf team. I remember we talked
Yeah.
about that.
Yeah.
Fucking Christ.
Which I played
Um,
as well, by the way.
you did what?
So which I played as well, by the way.
You played golf in high school?
I did.
Fuck off.
I did.
You got a golf pin? You got a
A,
golf letter
a
for like a
pin.
jacket?
Oh, no, I didn't get a letter. I only had a letter for basketball.
Did you guys compete against other schools?
Yeah.
Man, sometimes at
We
my
would we
old
would li-
age, I'm
we
like,
would
how does the world
literally
work? And I go, I don't know.
we
We all just show up somewhere and we do things and it's fucking
we
it.
we literally would after school each day would drive to the golf course and we would walk 9 holes. That was our practice each day. And then we would have our just like any other sport, you'd play against other schools and you'd have your conference tournaments and your district tournaments and state tournaments and all that kind of stuff.
I'm annoyed.
I'm glad.
Did you have a school band?
Yes, I was in band as well.
No, you were.
Yes, I was. I played
You
trumpet
play. No, you didn't.
from sixth grade till senior
How'd you
year.
do that if you were playing basketball? Don't they play at your games?
Uh,
Somebody take your place.
no.
You had the second string trumpet player come in while you were playing fucking
The
dude.
second
It's
trumpet
fucking unbelievable. Dude, how'd that work?
I mean,
Well, they didn't play football games because you didn't have a goddamn football team.
right. We didn't have like a marching band or anything. It was like a concert band or a jazz band.
Oh, okay. Gotcha.
Yeah. Now
So
jazz band did do the basketball games, but I just didn't play because I was playing basketball.
so somebody subbed for you.
I no, I don't remember I don't remember what
Were you
happened.
a starter on the basketball team?
No.
How many years did you play varsity?
Wait, what? What do you mean varsity? I know I'm asking because varsity is considered junior and senior year. Junior varsity would be freshman and sophomore year.
Well, in the real world, if you're really good at something, you can play varsity all 4 years.
Okay, well, no. I played junior varsity my freshman and sophomore year.
Dude, this conversation has taken a turn on me. I really feel bad for bringing it up. But I'm getting to know you, Colt. Finally,
Yeah.
episode 133. I'm finally getting to know something about you. This
Yeah.
is great. So you played varsity for 2 years.
Correct.
Okay. I mean, that's typical, but sometimes, you got a talent and you play varsity more than that. I had a kid. This is such a lame conversation, but I'm going to tell it anyway, and we'll get off it. But and I actually was thinking about this guy the other day because I drove through his old neighborhood. And his mom was my Spanish teacher in high school. So I had a kid that went to high school with me. I played against him in what you would consider elementary school. For us, it's grade school because we went to Catholic school. Was one of the best players in the city in Catholic school, like one of the best Catholic league players in the city. His team, anyway, was one of the best teams, and he was one of the best players, one of the better players, so on and so forth. When, you know, my school, my team, we were rivals. You know, they had two kids on their team that were giant for sixth, seventh, eighth grade, were projected to play at one of the better high schools and perhaps get recruited. And we had a guy who was giant, one guy. So anyway, we had a rivalry with this fucking school. And when we got to high school, you know, come to find out where I'm at the summer camp and, oh, hey, this fucking guy. And he's like, oh, you, like, yeah. And he played varsity our freshman year, sat the bench, didn't really play. And we won state my freshman. And his name is on the fucking state championship stuff, you know?
Mhm.
And I remember, like, I felt so bad for him because so many haters in our fucking class were like, this dude didn't fucking play. This fucking guy, blah, 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 blah. Like, you know, just being haters, just being teenagers, you know. And our senior year, we were good. We were projected to go to state and maybe make some noise. And our final game that we lost, like, he played like 6 minutes, missed every shot he took. One of the shots may have hit off the side of the backboard, and it was like a traumatic experience for him. Like, he had spent all 4 years on varsity, finally was the guy, and it just was a bad time for him. And I was driving through his fucking, like, I knew where he lived, and I was driving through his neighborhood, and I thought about that guy. I was like, what the fuck is that guy doing today? I wonder. I was like, do I care about Facebook this much? Nope, I don't. I'm not gonna find out. Didn't look him up, and
You
I haven't
didn't do
thought
it?
about it. No, I haven't thought about it until this exact conversation. I don't want to. I don't want to. I mean, he probably hasn't thought about me. So, like, why the fuck, you know? So, like, very weird. But you know, where I live now is really close to where he grew up. So naturally, you know, but I knew a bunch of his other people from that school. And but well, let me ask you this. Since we're talking, you know, you were in band, you said you played trumpet.
I did.
Do you still play it?
No.
You said that like, "Pff, loser. Why would I play trumpet? Why don't you play?
No, I said it like that because I still have it. It's in a storage cabinet, like in my garage, but I don't
If you pulled it out right
I
now, would
I
you be able to play me
I don't
When the
think so.
Saints Go Marching In?
I don't think so.
Could you ever play that song?
Well, yeah, back when I was in school,
You could.
back when I was playing regularly, yeah.
Could you read music?
Yeah.
Really?
That's what concert and jazz band is.
Look
It's
here,
all
you
reading
fucking
music.
square dude. You know, listen, you fucking. All right. No, I get it. I get it. Dude, it's one of my biggest regrets is I never learned to read music. I never did any formal training. Everything I've ever done has been self-taught, other than, like, you know, I took some vocal lessons just to correct what I assumed I was doing wrong. You know, but you know, especially with guitar, man, like it's kind of funny. Like, we have a mutual friend. I remember this is several years ago, but you know, hanging out with this person, and he's not a guitar player per se, but um, was hanging out with him, and you know, I was playing the guitar. He's like, dude, I didn't know you could play guitar, like play. And I was like, oh yeah, I've been playing since I was 8 years old. He's like, no, but you like play. Like, I can't play shit, but you can like play. I'm like, dude, I can't play. Like, I can fuck around and I can write a song, but I don't know what I'm like. I can't read music. You know, I can't, none of that. Like, if you ask, we've had, like, in several bands I've been in, they're like, can you send me the tabs? I'm like, yeah, will somebody do that? Because I would look like a fool. Like, I have no fucking idea of what,
But
you
like,
know,
but like,
I can't,
leading up to now, what would reading music have benefited you
I mean, I don't
as
know.
far as
I
the
don't know.
bands you've been in or anything?
I think it would have changed my mindset and my perspective of music a little bit. And I think that might have helped me a little bit. Now, as an older person, you know, when I was younger, I was like, fuck it, I'm punk rock. I'm gonna fucking do it myself. Like, you know, I just didn't care.
But you play piano a lot too, right? Do
Taught myself.
you don't know how to read music for piano
Fuck
either?
no. Fuck no,
That
dude.
seems terribly hard.
YouTube's great, man.
Yeah.
YouTube's great. When I was a kid growing up with a piano in my house, I wrote several pieces just fucking around. But one, for me, I started on guitar. So like I always looked at piano like I do guitar. You have your strumming hand and you have your picking hand. So with piano, you have your chord hand and then you have your note hand. And a lot of piano players will be like, that's not necessarily how it works, but go on. And I, as a child and then a teenager, would just kind of fuck around and write these pieces, which at the time didn't make sense. But then I started learning a little bit by watching YouTube and things like that, like learning chords, like what the chords look like. And I'm like, oh yeah, I'm kind of making a little bit of sense of this now. But no, I mean, I learned it all by ear, learned it all by chance. And now with YouTube, like I learned fucking something like just just the little fucking lead riff of Sweet Child of Mine. I learned to play it on piano I just pulled it up on YouTube and I watched it for a minute. It's like, oh yeah, okay. And I just, you know, same way I learned shit on guitar. But I'm not big on learning. Like with guitar, it's always been like, especially as an older, like an adult, during the pandemic, I got really into learning covers of songs because I had tons of time on my hands.
Right.
So it was kind of fun. Just while my son slept, napped, I would go into my office and just pull up a YouTube, like, what I want to learn. What's a song I've never played before? Enter Sandman. Let's learn that real quick. Like that type of thing.
But it seems, and this is for somebody who doesn't know how to play guitar, but it seems to me like guitar would be easier to teach yourself than piano would.
I don't know. I think it depends, man. I think like
Or let me say this. Like if say from a musician standpoint, I feel like it'd be easier to come up with like a riff or something you know what I'm saying? Like something like that than it would be to come up with something
yeah, I
that
know what you're saying. I think they're kind of one and the same. And a little bit, a little bit. I mean, well, look, I think if you sit down at a piano, it's overwhelming, right? Looking
Mhm.
at it and you're like, geez, where do I start? Whereas a guitar, you got six strings. And really, if you want to play guitar, you don't need all the frets. You need the first five, honestly, to like really like fuck around. I don't know. I don't know. Again, my regret is like I should have taken it a little more seriously to where I did try to at least learn to read a little bit. I think it would have helped me. And I actually had there was a kid that I went to school with who actually he auditioned for The Voice, wanted to go to a performing arts school. And this is when we were in like fifth grade. He wanted to leave our school and go to a performing arts school in the city. I remember him just coming to me because we were really like the only two kids in the class that were like musically inclined, or at least he knew that I wanted to be musically inclined. He's like, you should do it too. And I remember going to my parents, like, what would you guys think about? And they were like, you're out of your fucking mind, which was kind of insane to think about now because they paid for the school I was going to. Like, why
Plus,
not pay for a school
I was
that's
just kind of
more
thinking that,
beneficial for me?
but
Like,
I also feel like performing arts schools probably don't you think that'd be more expensive than private school or
I
no?
don't know. I mean, I don't know. Could you imagine me like dancing and like, dude, I mean, you have to do all of that. Like, if you go to one of those schools, you have to take all of the classes
Yeah, I mean,
eventually,
I feel like
you
your
know?
life would have taken a
Oh, dude.
different turn than it
Oh,
did.
dude. I would have been starring in Glee and shit. Dude.
That would have put an end to all your garage hopping and
Yeah, there would have been well,
whiskey
no, yeah, there would have been.
stealing,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
and you'd be too busy practicing.
Dude, that's dedication, man. That's hard work. Like
Yeah,
those
it
schools
is
are
for
really
sure.
cool. And
Oh
like
yeah,
honestly, if any of my kids want to do that, I would be well, obviously, I'm different than my parents, but I'd be like, yeah, well, let's talk about it. What do you want to do? And let's you know, I'm not going to be one to, tell my kids no with things they think they're good at and are passionate about. Or, my wife's always like, they can't play football. I'm like, you say that now, but if our
they can't
fucking
they can't because of
just the day,
the dangers of. I
yeah,
see.
I mean, it's football.
Yeah,
I get it, but I think she's kind of turning on that a little bit, to be honest
yeah.
with you. The older our son gets, we have one on the way. The older our son gets, she's kind of like, Yeah, but what if he's good? I'm like, yeah, what if he's good?
Yeah.
What if he's the next fucking Mike Allstott? You know, like let this fucking kid be a bruiser. Fuck it. He's got a big hard head. Let him do what he wants. Uh, you know, I don't want to deny them of anything, you know. And I think that's a huge difference in the generation of parents from my parents to where I am now. You know, everything was about, can we afford that? Can we do it? You know, whereas today parents are like, we'll make it work. You want to go play hockey? We'll fucking spend thousands of dollars on the equipment and we'll drive you 2 hours west of where we live because it's the only place with a fucking rink. Like,
Yeah.
let's do it.
Every weekend.
Yeah. Well, fuck that. It's 5 days a week.
Or well,
We
yeah.
get home. We get home at 9 p.m. every
Uh-huh.
fucking night. Yeah, yeah. They do it. People do it.
Yep.
Uh, People my age, especially, and you know, this generation of parents that I'm in, they do it because it's like, why not? What the fuck? What do they have to look forward to other than what they like and what they want to do? They change their mind. They change their mind.
Yep.
Great, you know. Whereas, like when I was a kid, it was like, no, no, no. Let's be practical here. What do you want to do? You want to go to space camp? What are you nuts? You're not an astronaut. You fucking weirdo.
Like they guided your direction based off of what they could afford for you to do.
Correct.
Yeah.
We can afford soccer because show up in your jeans and fucking t-shirt. Like, you know, we don't need any
Regular
money for that.
regular tennis shoes,
Mm-hmm.
no cleats. You don't get
Show up
cleats.
in your Payless shoes. Did you ever want to go to space camp?
I didn't. That wasn't ever a
Was
it's not
that
really a thing
that's
around
not
me
your
though, I don't think.
but was that gone by the time you were a kid?
I
Like I
maybe
had Nickelodeon. So like Nickelodeon every Saturday there was a space camp commercial, every commercial. So like kids my age were like, space camp, mom, dad, space camp, space camp, space camp. Looking back on it now, I was like, why the fuck did I want to do that?
yeah.
Bunch of bullshit. I would have rather gone deep sea diving and seen things that we know are real.
Yeah.
Conspiracy.
Yeah. I don't know, dude. Not the I think we've talked about that before, but the whole deep sea thing creeps me out.
Oh, dude, it's so scary. It's so much scarier to me than space.
There are
Like,
so many things down there that are like the size of my house
yeah,
that oh my God.
they'll kill you.
And the fact that we know more about what's in space than we do about what's in the ocean is freaking crazy.
Well, well, do we? We claim to. We put it in books to keep kids occupied, but I don't know if we actually know.
Either way, there's some
I have
scary
friends that
shit
get
down
mad at me when I say shit like that because they're big space advocates, but I'm like, you ever been there, bro? If you want to go to the bottom of the ocean right now, you can. You can't go up to space. So go down to the bottom of the ocean. And I think you'll change your fucking mind about space. Oh, which by the way, we're talking about space and it had me think of something. Did you watch Top Gun Maverick yet? You son of a bitch.
there. No.
What a motherfucker this guy is. All right. So listen.
I'm gonna watch that this weekend.
Okay, good. Watch it. But so here's what I did because I'm going to watch it again. And I prepped myself. So the other day I watched the original Top Gun. Now I've seen this movie hundreds of times,
Uh-huh.
hundreds. And I just now caught on to something that really fucking bothered me about the movie. I've never noticed it before. I don't know what changed in my brain. I don't know. So you've seen Top Gun, yes?
Yes.
Okay. So you know in the first 10 minutes of the movie, there's some unidentified aircraft above the ship and they
Hmm.
send two planes up there to go check it out, right? So it's Maverick and Goose, and then Cougar and Merlin. So in this scene, you're led to believe that Tom Cruise's character is number two, and this Cougar guy is number one, right? Meaning like he's the lead, he's gonna go check it out. Maverick's got his back. So in the process, there are these two. They find out there. Oh no, there are two jets up there, and so Tom Cruise has a line where he goes, "I'm gonna go up there and check this out and see what this guy is all about." And the other guy goes, "Cut it out, Maverick. I don't like this shit." And I'm thinking, why the fuck are you up there then, dude? Who's a reluctant fighter pilot?
Fighter
Get up
pilot.
there and blow this fucker out of the sky. What do you mean you don't like this shit? Why are you there then? How did you get your job? Dude, I never thought about that. I've watched that movie hundreds of times. And like this last time I'm watching it and he says it and I go, "Wait a minute. Why is he there in the first place then?" Now I get it. It's a movie and it led up to the scene where Maverick has to save him and bring him back and he gets into Top Gun, but it's like that would never happen. They
Yeah.
would never let that guy up in the air. They would never let that guy in a jet. Period.
Yeah.
Like
You ever think about though, like what, like professions like that, what type of person you've got to be to want
the best of the best.
but to want to do something like that. I think about that and I'm like, that ain't me, man. That ain't me.
No, dude. Dude, that take like for somebody to be like that, dude, you seriously I believe this because I have an old roommate of mine who joined the Marines and he became a sniper. And he was like at the top 1% of snipers in the world. I mean, just deadly. And he was a weird fuck. I think I've told stories about him on the show. He was a weird fuck. I locked my door at night.
Yeah.
Like he scared me a little bit.
Yeah.
And when we lived together, we tried to start a band together. Thank God that didn't pan out. But he eventually joined the Marines and became this fucking sniper. And I need to reach out to that guy. But anyway, people like that, I feel like they're just destined for that. Like they come out of the womb and that's what they're supposed to be.
Yeah.
Fighter pilots, snipers, astronauts, you know, like you're born to be that.
Yeah.
You don't like at 15 years old, you don't go, I think I'm going to be an astronaut now. Like, no. You wanted that since you were out of the womb.
Yeah.
You know,
Do you think do you think it's the same for like professional sport?
I don't know, man. That's tough because there are guys that join, like you're seeing it more and more now where guys get into these sports later and later and then they become really successful.
Yeah.
Whether it's fighting, whether it's basketball, whether it's football is a little tough, but I mean, there are guys who start playing football junior year of high school and make it to the NFL. There are a lot of them are like linemen in things like that, but fuck it. I mean, it takes a skill, it takes a
Then you have
specific
your
set of.
then you have your freaking multi-talented guys who are like can go into the MLB or the NFL, you
Well,
know,
those are
like
like 1 in a million.
yeah, like
Bo
Russell Wilson
Jackson,
and yeah.
Brian Jordan.
Oh yeah, Brian Jordan.
Brian Jordan was the dude. Deion
Yeah.
Sanders was probably the best example of that because Deion was successful in both.
Yeah.
Bo Jackson was successful in both, but I think like Deion had more success than Bo did, unfortunately. Bo Jackson just got hurt. His hips just said, dude, we can't do it anymore.
Yeah.
What are you doing? You're climbing walls, you're fucking taking hits. Like, you got to stop. Pick one. Pick one. Brian Jordan was the man, though, dude. But he was probably better at baseball. Whereas I think Deion might have been better at football. I don't know.
Yeah. I would agree. I mean, I think Brian Jordan was for sure more well known for baseball.
He definitely was, but he was no slouch in football, dude.
Yeah.
He was no fucking slouch. How did we get on that? We were talking about Top Gun. So yeah, like that whole fucking scene pissed me off. Like I was like, wait a minute. How did you become a fighter pilot if you don't like being a fighter pilot? Like, what are you talking about? It's very weird scene. But it all leads up to Top Gun Maverick, which you better watch this weekend. God damn you.
I'm gonna try for sure.
I can't believe you haven't watched that yet.
I know, dude. I know.
It's
I
so
know.
good. It's the best movie I've seen in like 10 years.
Yeah, I'm probably gonna do the same thing though. I'm probably gonna watch the first one, which I know you didn't do that first, right? When you watched Top Gun
No.
Maverick, you didn't watch the first one before it?
No, I didn't need to. Dude, I know
Yeah.
Top Gun front to back.
Yeah.
Yeah. I didn't need to. It was on. It's on Netflix now or whatever. So I was like, I'm gonna put it on. But I was like doing shit too. Like I wasn't like fully paying attention. But yeah, Top Gun Maverick's like seriously like it makes you it like restores your faith in real cinematic adventures can be made still. Like that's what it
You-
is. And I totally regret not seeing it in the theater. I should have.
I'm pretty sure I know the answer to this, but I'm gonna
Oh
ask
boy.
anyway.
Jesus Christ.
You have any uh desire to watch Avatar.
No, haven't seen the first one.
I didn't figure. I haven't either.
No, I don't
Yeah,
care.
that's my thing too.
Okay,
Like I
don't
know,
care.
like when the first one came out, everyone was like just in awe. Like it was the
Sure.
best. It was the best movie that ever come out. You know, because of the 3D thing and everything. And then I don't know. I've heard different. It's crazy how it's made,
I mean, visually speaking,
but
yeah, cool, it's fine. But
but
dude, I
yeah,
was so bored. The first 10 minutes of the first Avatar, I was like, oof.
yeah,
I don't remember if I fell asleep or if I just left. I think it was one of those situations where I was like, I'm not sitting here for this. I'm gonna go do something else.
yeah.
I don't
Those
care.
things just don't. They've never appealed to me. And I know this isn't the same as Avatar, but like even your like Harry Potter and Lord of the Rings
Sure.
and those types of things, those have never appealed to me.
Same. Yeah, I mean, I'm not. Yeah, same.
I mean, I've watched like one or two of each of those series, but I could have went without watching them. Like they don't. Yeah, I just don't.
I've watched the Harry Potter. I've never seen 1 minute of a Lord of the Rings movie. I've seen a couple of the Harry Potter movies, like pieces, because my wife loves them.
Yeah.
So I've been
Is your wife
tried
a
to be
big
a
read?
good.
Is she a big reader? Like, did she watch? Did she read the books before she watched the movies, or vice versa?
She's read
I feel
them,
like
yeah. I don't know if
I
she's
feel
done
like
it
I feel like they
before,
have
but
to, right?
I
It's
don't
one of
know.
those things. I feel like Lord of the Rings and Harry Potter, like you can't just love the movies or
Well,
just
here's the
love
thing.
the books. They go hand in hand with each other.
I was told to read the Hunger Games book before I watched the movie. Okay. I read the book and I was like, okay, fine. Like I wasn't like blown away. And then I watched the movie and I was like, I hate everything now. Now that they've visualized this for me, I hate it.
Yeah,
I hated it. I hated that movie.
yeah.
Hated it. I was pissed. I was like, fuck you. And here's the thing too. Like I don't know. Did you like that movie?
I never watched it.
Okay, good. Don't. It's gross. It's like we
Again,
gonna
I'm just
the rich people are gonna make the poor kids go kill each other for sport, and we're all like, fuck you. It's just it in the book. It was like, okay, I'm reading this and I'm going, this is fiction. In the movie, I'm watching and I'm going, fuck everybody for making this, fuck everybody who's involved. This is bullshit. I don't like it. I don't know. That's just my bizarre take on it. Anyway.
Game of Thrones. Did you ever watch Game of Thrones?
I've watched 10 minutes of one episode and I fell
I haven't
asleep.
even watched that much.
I watched 10 minutes of one of the episodes in season 2 when my wife was watching it. And I fell asleep and I woke up to a guy getting his skull crushed by another guy with his bare hands. And I went, okay, fell back asleep. Don't care. So boring. So boring. So boring. Don't care. Don't care.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not into that shit, man. It's just I never have been. And my wife doesn't understand it too because I introduced her to the movie Willow from the 80s, which I love. She's like, "How do you watch this but you don't like Game of Thrones?" I'm like, "This came out when I was a child. Huge difference." That's, so which they remade Willow. There's a new Willow, which they're remaking something. Oh, dude. House Party. There's a new
Really?
house party. Yes. There's a
That
new house
sounds like
party
it's gonna
and
be god awful.
I'm so mad. I'm It's already
Yeah.
out. It's already out. Hold on.
Is any of the original cast in it?
Fuck no. Kid and
Of course
Play
not.
are 60 years old, bro. Is any of the original cast in it?
Well, but you know how that works. Like they do a
Yeah.
cameo or they're in there like as parents
Well,
or something.
that I don't know. House Party 2023. LeBron James is in it.
Oh, that's cool.
Andrew Santino's in it.
Hmm.
Kid Cudi's in it. Why are they trying to make me watch this
I don't
dog
know. Now I
shit?
kind of want to watch it.
No. A high school student decides to host a house party while his parents are away. A remake of the 1990 comedy. That's all IMDb says.
that's that's the
Will you
description.
will you pull up the trailer, please? Please go to YouTube and pull up this trailer. I wish I had an edible. God damn it.
Come on, get your lazy ass up.
Unbelievable.
Already. That's what you get staying out partying all night.
I'm a promoter. I'm
See the
working.
Soul
I got
Plane
like
poster on the
18,000 followers.
door?
You know who got followers? Jesus. Take your rude ass to work.
You just cursed.
Snakes on a plane.
Well, say, shut the fuck up. This is my house.
What you know about here? Where's private jet sticks? See you late as usual. We need to clean this place. I don't got all day. Oh, ew, what the fuck?
Okay, pause it.
That couch just
If they party in this house, I'm going to be pissed off. I'm going to let you know right now. I'm pissed off.
up this cell. Whose crib is this, man? Steve Jobs. Steve Jobs is dead, fool. I mean, his house died.
Who?
Miami shit, Cleveland shit, LA shit. Damn, big city, bro. Oh my god.
No.
They're
No.
in LeBron's house. Come on.
No.
I already know.
No, I'm pissed.
You are one handsome motherfucker.
He got a hologram of himself just to give him compliments.
You handled the decision to go to Miami perfectly.
Nah.
Oh,
I hate everything about
I
this
hate.
right
I don't
now.
want to be around anymore.
I don't either. I don't even care what Andrew Santino does in the movie.
Keep
or
going.
anything.
Keep going. Let's
we have
finish
to
the
keep watching
trailer
this?
at least.
Oh my
Yeah.
God. It's like 2 minutes and 40 seconds long.
Fucking hell.
God.
Just shitting on house parties so much.
Next week, I gotta pay for my daughter's school. Bro, they on vacation. How about we throw the party?
Wait, they're not in high school?
Apparently not.
We gonna invite all the celebrities. We can make
Look at
10
Kid Cudi.
times the money. We can send Destiny to preschool, college, whatever. Tonight is our last shot. Looks like we up out the door.
I see you there. How are you?
Oh shit! Oh shit! We're going to gym camp.
Hi, I'm Peter. Is LeBron home?
By
He's
the way,
neighbor.
Black Lives Matter.
they do.
I posted 2 squares on my Instagram. Respect.
Oh God. I'm done. I'm done. I'm done.
Thank
Don't
you.
want to finish it. Son of a bitch. Jesus fucking Christ. How dare they? Let's get. Can we watch the original house party trailer, please? Just to make us feel better. No, please. No, I have to. I have to.
All right.
Unfucking believable.
Mm-hmm.
Why do they do this to my childhood? Why do they go, hey, your generation, you didn't matter. We're going to remake everything. And we're going to do it poorly. And it's going to be super woke. Look at kid. Look at.
I know.
Dude, come on.
But who
It's already better and it's a black screen.
has there been any remakes that were like
Well, this
actual
is House
remake-
Party 2. Go to the original House Party.
Oh, my bad. I thought this was the regular one. Here, let's check.
You put House Party 2.
My pops finds out I got in trouble in school today, I'm definitely going to be on punishment.
Look at
Already
that,
better.
man.
Already better.
There's a party tonight at Peter's house. Can I go?
Robin
You're not-
Harris.
Nowhere. Every little step you take.
What happened to Martin Lawrence?
Did you hear anything
Has
about
he done anything since the last
any good ones?
Don't be disrespectful.
I feel like being bothered.
what was the last movie that he did?
Close that goddamn ad, bro, before I kill you.
2 minutes. 2 minutes.
Damn.
My bad.
Jesus.
Looking real good.
Step off.
Scandalous. Kick it, pops.
We were supposed to believe those guys were in high school, by the way.
Apparently.
How much more trouble can I get into?
Look, I'm in prison. Just do me a favor. Don't pick up the soap like that, brother. I'm gonna kill it.
Don't pick up the soap.
If you've seen this trailer
All right.
today and you had never heard of House Party, would you be interested in it?
Fuck yeah. What are you
Okay.
talking about?
I'm just asking.
Don't make me angry, dude.
I'm just asking.
I just got that fade right there that fucking play has, dude. Look,
What was the
it's
last
about
one?
the same, dude.
What was that last Martin Lawrence movie? Didn't he do one with Will Smith? It was like a 4th or 5th one of something.
Bad Boys 3.
Oh yeah, that's it. Yeah.
It was, ooh. Let me tell you something, dude. Martin Lawrence as a stand-up, he has 2 of the best specials of all time.
I agree.
He's, dude, that he, you
But it's
know,
just
he
weird
went
to
like,
not hear his name. You don't hear his name anymore.
well, no, he's had a lot of trouble. But I remember after the 2 specials that were really successful, and he was insanely successful. He went crazy and like pulled a gun on somebody in the street and then passed out. Like if I'm he talks about it in his special that came out after the fact. Like he talks about it, and it's actually a good special. Like he makes fun of himself. Like he doesn't take himself seriously. Like he talks about like I'm a fuck up. Like that whole thing. And dude, Martin Lawrence is fucking funny, dude.
Yeah,
But
yes,
those,
for sure.
yeah, dude. That Andrew Santino scene really is upsetting me. Not I'm thinking about it. That's so corny, dude. That whole fucking white, like, hey, Black Lives Matter. Like, hi, like, white. I'm white. Like, have you seen the trailer for that new Jonah Hill movie? It's called.
I've seen he's got a
I remember.
documentary on Netflix,
No, no,
doesn't
no,
he?
no, 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 no.
Not
This
that.
is supposed to be like a funny movie because he's marrying a black girl and he wants to ask the parents' permission, but he's white and he wants to prove that he's not all those white people. It's called God.
What was the movie? Just you describing it reminded me of what was that movie? Was it Ashton Kutcher and Bernie Mac?
Guess who's coming to dinner? It was a remake of the Guess Who's Coming to Dinner movie. Yeah.
Oh, I think it was just called Guess Who, wasn't it?
Or it's called Guess Who, but it's a spin-off of Guess Who's Coming to Dinner. Yes.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Yeah. And that movie was terrible. I love Bernie Mac, but God, that movie sucked. But also, why would you watch that? Who wants to watch that? Like, who cares?
Kind of in like that peak Ashton Kutcher rom-com
Oh no, it was for sure.
era.
Yeah, that was definitely. You People. It's called You People. And dude, the trailer made me so. Eddie Murphy's in it. Nia Long, who we've talked about, plays the mom.
Yeah.
Love me some Nia Long. Love me some Nia Long. But I'm watching it and I'm going, is this still a thing? We're still doing this in 2023. We're still doing this. Like white people have to convince that we're not all racist white people. Like it's
It
just,
does seem odd, right?
but it's not funny anymore. That was funny in 2002. Now it's just gross.
It
Now it's
almost,
just woke
yeah,
and it's gross.
it almost feels like it shouldn't be funny anymore.
Well, that's
Like the time's different. Like it's just
it's
a
not
normal
funny
thing.
anymore because we forced ourselves to make it not funny anymore.
Yeah.
When I was a teenager, that would have been funny. Everybody would have laughed at it. We would have moved on with our day.
Yeah.
But now it has to be this like woke sort of agenda driven thing. And it's like, ugh, why are we doing this? I will not be seeing that. And I don't even know who plays his fiance in the movie.
I'm a Jonah Hill fan. I'm
not either.
No, I said I am a
Oh,
Jonah
you
Hill
are?
fan. Yeah.
I'm not. There's something about him that really irks me. But also in this movie, it's like, dude, you're not of the age of asking parents for permission. You're like 42. You're like 42. Just go, hey, we're gonna get married. Pick up the phone. Or buy him a whiskey and be like, we're gonna get married, by the way. Like permission. What? You're not 22.
Right.
Anyway, let's talk about some music because you sent me something and you were really excited to send it to me. And I immediately responded negatively. But I want you to know I'm not mad at you. I'm mad at the industry. But you sent me the top 30 grunge albums of all time. I think that was the list. Who compiled that list? Was it Loudwire?
It was Loudwire.
God love, Loudwire, they're doing the Lord's work with these lists because they give us something to talk about, and B, they make me mad. So
well, like I think this list
pull up the list.
There's quite a few bands that I don't know on this list, but you probably do, I'm sure. But I think they set up this list to be what you think it would be.
What does that mean?
Like I think like your top 10 are probably going to be a lot of what people would think the top 10 would be if you're looking at the grunge genre.
Yeah. Okay, yeah, I mean that makes sense. I mean, I will say that there's I think there were a few missing from here, to be honest with you.
Okay.
But I think well, here's the thing. Grunge is a stupid term. It was made up by the record labels. Grunge isn't a thing. Record labels created that so they could start signing new bands and pigeonhole them into a specific group so they could sell records and make money. Like, you know, Alice in Chains is on this list a lot. I never considered, me personally, I never considered Alice in Chains to be the same type of band as Nirvana. But here's the thing. I never considered Pearl Jam to be the same type of band as Nirvana. Now, they're all rock bands to me, but I think Nirvana was the one that created the perfect merge of alternative rock and pop music and pop hooks.
In that, but that so you're saying that Nirvana was the definition of what they wanted grunge to be, and you don't
Yes.
put Alice in Chains
I
in that
don't. No, I've never considered Alice in Chains to be the same type of band. Now, do they have albums that fit into the whole? Of course. Record labels wanted it to be that way. You know, tastemakers wanted it to be that way. Like Core being
What about Stone Temple Pilots?
loved. Stone Temple Pilots is, I mean, of the ones I've just named, Stone Temple Pilots is probably my favorite. Them or Pearl Jam.
And what about Soundgarden?
I'm not a Soundgarden fan. I respect them. And again, dude, if you go listen to Bad Motorfinger, dude, that's a hard rock metal record. That's nothing like what Nirvana was doing. Nirvana was doing like punk, like post-punk alternative music. If you listen to early Soundgarden, like that's nothing like what Nirvana was doing. But again, Nirvana, I think, had their own thing. Kurt Cobain had a very succinct vision of what that band was and what he wanted the band to be and what they were going to be. Whereas I think a lot of these bands are kind of going with the flow, like Stone Temple Pilots for sure. Stone Temple Pilots had their own thing too, and you know, a lot Pearl Jam again, their own thing. But that's why I think the grunge term just got so weird and watered down, and it was the same thing as nu metal later on. You know, these labels were just scooping up bands that they thought fit into the genre, and it just became overdone. And you know, one of the things that I thought, go to the top 10 of this. I will say this: there are a few albums that are not on here that I think should be. I'll get to those in a second after we look at the top 10.
Mother Love Bone.
I don't
Hole,
like that band, by the way. Have you ever listened to that band?
Mother
I know
Love
a
Bone.
lot of people who are about 10
What
years
was
older than me love Mother Love Bone. I don't like it. I don't think it's good. I think it's cheesy. I didn't think it was good songwriting, and I'm so glad that
what was their big song?
look on there. Does it say?
No, that's what I'm looking for.
No. Yeah, I just don't like it. I just think it's cheesy. And no disrespect, because I know the singer died, and
I
they
mean, I know
eventually
I
became
knew it was a
Pearl
super
Jam.
group,
But
yeah.
by the way, putting Hole, dude, get out of here. I can't even. You know that she was like in the top 100 of greatest singers of all time.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
She sang for Faith No More.
What? Where do you see that?
Courtney Love's long climb to stardom took her back and forth across the USA, and between music, she briefly sang for Faith No More.
Yeah, I'm sure she did. Keep going.
Good old Courtney Love.
Bleach is good. Purple, one of the best albums ever made. Great
I'm
album.
assuming
Temple of the Dog.
You like Temple of the Dog?
I appreciate it. Again, like I have this thing with Chris Cornell. Like, I don't dislike him, but I don't. He's just never been one of he's never like moved me
Was there any
to
if
where
you
I
had to pick
became like a fan.
if you had to pick one project that you would say would be your favorite of Chris Cornell, what would it be?
Temple of the Dog.
It would be Temple of the Dog.
Because Say Hello to Heaven and Hunger Strike are two beautifully written songs, and the vocals are amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah. Facelift is a great record. Now, again, Bad Motorfinger. So, like, they have it at number 7. In my opinion, and I actually like this record. This is when I liked Soundgarden. After this, I think it was Super Unknown, you know, with Black Hole Sun and all that shit. And that's when I stopped caring. Like, to me, this is more of a metal record, in my opinion.
Did you like Audio Slave?
No.
No.
No, I don't like, I just didn't, yeah. Did they have good songs? Of course. Yeah, but I just never really, In Utero is great. I think it's a very underappreciated record of the 90s. I know everybody ranks it high and it's Nirvana, but like, dude, that record is, and this is when I think like people kind of forgot about how good of a songwriter Kurt Cobain was, because he died shortly after this. And I think like so much of the attention had become, is this guy a junkie or not? And like people forgot, like people didn't pay attention up until when they played these songs unplugged, and they had that unplugged record, which is probably, to be honest with you, one of the more important records of their existence, because it proved that, hey, I wrote these great songs, but also I'm going to prove to you that they're great live, that type of thing. Such a good record, dude. I played this thing out.
Isn't it? To me, it's kind of crazy that a band is as big as Nirvana it was and continues to be, and they only
Yeah.
had 3 records.
It's crazy. It's crazy. Versus great. One of the first tapes I bought. I remember. And these songs too, like for Pearl Jam. God, I remember, like, dude, you can go back and YouTube this too. Like, if you YouTube watching Pearl Jam play live, 91 versus 93, like the difference in the type of band they were, like, it's kind of crazy. Whereas I think Nirvana always kind of stayed the same. They were a garage band at their heart. Whereas
Type of
Pearl
band
Jam got,
meaning sound. Their sound was
yeah,
different.
yeah, no, who? Nirvana?
Pearl Jam.
No, yeah, Pearl Jam got more polished. They got very good. They got very tight, and they always were tight. But I think, like, compared to Nirvana, and I would say the same thing about Alice in Chains and STP, I think compared to Nirvana, who was like the staple of grunge, those bands were more polished. They were just better players. Like Kurt, not a great guitar player, not a great singer, but he wrote these goddamn fucking hits, and people just fucking bounced around and jumped to it anyway.
Yeah.
Whether he was playing bad or singing bad, you know? So this is the sound, you know, this is when Soundgarden kind of lost me.
Yeah.
But again, it's a great record. You know, Fell on Black Days is a good song. It's a good record. I've never been the biggest fan.
Pearl
10
Jam
is probably the greatest debut record by any band of all time. And I'm going to stand by that. It's either 10 or Appetite for Destruction by Guns N' Roses.
That's big words.
I'm going to stand. Oh, I've had this conversation with many of friends, and I'm going to stand by those two. And I'm probably going to say this one is better than Appetite. It's just so good, dude.
It came
So
out
good.
It came out 1 month before Nevermind.
Yeah. Yeah. And imagine that too. Like Pearl Jam was first,
Right.
you know, but they didn't take off like Nirvana did. It took a while. It took a while for them to pop, you know.
Yeah.
And Nevermind's great, dude. Have you ever listened to that record front to back?
It's been a while. I need to do it again.
You do. It's really good, man. Sonically, like, and again, like, that's the other thing. We're talking all this shit. I'm talking all this shit. You're not. But all of these records, sonically speaking, sound fucking amazing, dude. The production and the level of sound is so good. Like, I'll like just have a mix. I'll create a mix on my phone for like either the gym, or if I'm gonna walk my dogs, or if I'm gonna be driving, and I'll have all of these older records on there, and I'll mix it in with stuff from like the early 2000s, like shit that I listen to that nobody cares about, and then stuff from the 2010s, and it'll go from Territorial Pissings, but from this record, to, I don't want to call out the band because I don't want to say they have a bad sound, but like a band from 2007 that I really like, but like they were very underground, and you listen to the sound quality difference, and I'm like, oh my God. Like I have to crank up my fucking car stereo to like get it to the level.
You're talking like 17 years difference.
Yeah, it's crazy.
And the sound was that much better back then compared to 07.
Those are beautifully made records, man.
Yeah.
Like they're just, it was just a thing, dude. I don't know how to explain it. Like I always go back to a couple of ones too after this, but like when we're talking about the new metal era, right? Like records that just sound like, sonically speaking, sound perfect. The Chocolate Starfish hot dog flavored water record by Limp Bizkit.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
Everything is pristine. The levels are great. Everything's loud. Everything hits so hard. And you know what's another one that's I think is underrated, but I think given who they recorded with Howard Benson, who did a ton of records from that era, but is Satellite by POD. Dude, it just everything is just fucking hits hard. Everything's loud. Everything's full. Like there's no like dull, and again, sound wise, no dull sounds. Anyway, I'm nerding out. What's number one? Alice in Chains.
Dirt.
Yeah.
Dirt,
Okay.
Yep.
Dirt's great. But again, I, you know, like I said, grunge was a record label term. So I don't know. Those are all great. But so there are two that are not on that list, and we might have to go back and double check, but I don't think they are. So the first one that I would say is Catherine Wheel, Ferment, should be on that list. One of the best records ever made. Is that on the list? Did we see it in the beginning?
I didn't see it.
I don't remember seeing it. Yeah, it's not on there. And then another one that should be on there is You'd Prefer an Astronaut by Hum. Most certainly is one of the greatest records. If we're talking about grunge and grunge appeal and grunge being like in the mainstream and like being important, that record should be on there. You know who Hum is?
Heard of them.
You know the song Stars? Think she missed the train to Mars. She's out back counting stars.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that's Hum.
Okay.
That came out in 1995.
And that record, you're saying the whole record's great?
Unbelievable. Front to back. Yeah, it's one of my favorite records. Yeah. Really good. Now, I'm biased, obviously. Those are two of my favorite records.
Yeah.
And, you know, of course, Loudwire's like, fuck you. We're not putting them on the list. We don't like you. Who are you? That's fine. Fuck you too, Loudwire. You suck. Do we want to talk about the fact that Dana White is just going to skate free from this whole thing? Did you see his press conference?
I did. Why do you think he's going to skate free? Just because of how he presented himself?
Yeah, nothing's going to happen.
I don't like what he did. And I mean, I feel like everyone I feel like everyone should see right through it. It is the whole, he almost made it like he kind of did the pity me thing by telling everyone, I don't want you to defend me.
That's cop out.
It's a cop out, but he's also saying like, I did something wrong. I'm accepting it. I don't want you to defend me,
but I don't want you to punish me.
Yeah,
I'll punish myself. Like, when has that ever been the case in society? Period. Like, if I go to your house right now and I break in and I shoot you, and the cops show up, I'm like, whoa. I'll punish myself. I got it. What? What do you mean?
Yeah.
That's what he's doing, right?
Yeah.
What a bummer.
The problem still remains in the fact that he didn't do it. Like he did it at a public event, but it wasn't a UFC. It wasn't a UFC event. So what I'm saying is the problem lies in the fact that should the UFC be able to do anything for something that he did that's not even connected to the UFC?
Yes. Yes. People get fired all the time for things they do outside of work. If it becomes public, absolutely.
But what's the reasoning they would be able to fire him? Because it makes the UFC look bad because he's the president of the UFC?
I'm not even saying that they should fire him, but something needs to happen more than what's happened now. Meaning, like,
what is that? You suspend him? But I mean, even if you do that, you know he's still going to be having his hands and everything. He just probably won't be the face for a little while.
He already is. He's already back. He's not gone away. He did a fuck it Friday on Twitter. He's done this press conference. And the whole time he's like, I don't want this to be about me. I want it to be about the fighters. Hey, fuckface. It's going to be about you.
Yeah.
So you showing up, you made it about you.
Yeah.
But he knows what he's doing. He's a very calculated guy. He's not a dummy.
Yeah. Yeah.
Unfortunately. You know, when I said that before he hit his fucking wife, it went to the whole idea like he's this like mad scientist of MMA. And he's running $1 billion organization while everybody else is kind of teetering behind. The Bellators, the Ones, the fucking Ryzens, PFL. Fuck you, Jake Paul. They're all kind of just, you know, behind them. So when I would say things like that, that was where I was coming from. But now I'm like, He's calculated because he's protecting his fucking ass. He's not
Well,
stupid.
yeah. Well, yeah.
But he's not dumb. Like he knows what he needs to do to protect himself. But my problem is I go back to what I said in the last episode. I feel bad for all these fighters. And I've seen fighters posting things like, hey, I got popped for weed. Are you going to come out publicly and be like, this guy did nothing wrong? Another fighter, I got popped for saying this in the media.
But
You know,
again,
are
I
you,
don't think that I don't think the comparison
one doesn't impact the
should be
other.
made there. It doesn't. I mean, like I got popped for weed. I get it that shouldn't be a thing. However, it is against the
Let me ask you
guidelines
this.
of the UFC, and you purposely did it knowing that. So you broke the rules, regardless if you think the rules should be there or not.
Let me ask you this. Given the nature of the kind of work that you do and where you work, okay? If you
Mhm.
showed up to work tomorrow stoned, okay, and you got
Mhm.
fired, well, let's say
Yep.
you didn't do anything wrong. They just suspected it, and they didn't give you the benefit of the doubt. They didn't test you. They didn't do anything. They just go, you look like you're under the influence. Leave, right?
Is that what happened?
I'm sure. But let's
I mean,
say,
you can
even if it
test somebody for
hasn't,
THC.
well, we're testing extremes here, okay? Just go with me on this.
Okay.
So they go, you look like you're under the influence of something. Go home. Okay.
Mhm.
So you go, fuck, I lost my job. And then a week later, you find out that the guy who sent you home hit his wife, and you see it on Facebook. Are you not going to go, hey, wait a minute, you dickhead? You sent me home last week and didn't give me the benefit of the doubt, but now you're asking for it. But what you did is so much worse than what you've accused me of. Wouldn't you want to call him out on that? It's no
Yeah,
different, man.
yeah, yes.
Yeah, one guy has billions of dollars,
No, I'm not saying a money
but
thing. I'm not defending Dana White here by any means. I'm just saying that I don't know. I just don't know if you can make the connection. Like I understand the scenario that you just painted is basically the exact same scenario that you're trying to compare it to. I get it, and that makes sense to me. But again, if I'm smoking weed and I go to work and they know it, and I'm not allowed to smoke weed and be under the
okay,
influence while I'm at
sure.
work, where's the guideline that says that I can't hit my wife? Compare attaching that to my work is what I'm
There
saying.
is no guideline. The guideline that he has going for him is that he has a shit ton of power. Money, influence, and power.
Yeah. Yeah. And as I said, I'm not defending him by any means. I'm just saying that how do you
If I
choose a punishment for this kind of scenario for something that didn't happen at a UFC event?
that doesn't matter.
Well, that's what I'm saying. It's just not. It's not.
It's in the public space, dude. He did it in a public space.
Okay. Okay.
Dude, if I go out this weekend, my wife and I smack her and someone catches it on camera and posts it on Facebook,
Are you going to lose
you
your
bet
job at work? Are you going to lose your job?
if somebody sees it, yeah. Why the fuck wouldn't I?
I don't know that you would.
Dude, I got a guy that I know. I hope he doesn't listen to this. I think he might, but whatever. I got a guy that I know that just got fired for he would post these videos on social media of him smoking weed. And he would do these like pro cannabis posts, right? Now, I get it. It's legal here, right? Fine. But at the same time, don't flex about smoking weed and expect your company not to fucking go, "Hey, bro, slow down.
Yeah.
Like you work for us. You represent us. We don't have any weed advertisers yet. You got to calm down. It's a media company." He got fired. And he was bitching about it. I'm like, "Dude, why would you post Like, dude, you're not 20 years old. Why are you posting videos of you smoking weed on social media? I don't post
Okay,
videos of myself drinking.
so let me ask you this: if someone else took a video of him smoking and it got posted on Facebook and somebody from his job seen it, should they still be able to fire him?
Debatable. Debatable, but he's the one making these videos. He's the one posting them.
Right. And see, I
So
see
he's
that.
he's digging his own grave.
What the comparison I'm trying to make is that you're not seeing Dana White posting videos on Facebook of him hitting his wife and
Yeah, but he
being
did.
pro beating his wife.
Yeah, but he did. I'm not trying to compare smoking weed to hitting a woman. You're misunderstanding that part of it.
No, I get what you're saying.
My point
I'm
is,
just
you know something's wrong, and you're risking the chance of it being in a public space, right? Live with the fucking consequences. Dana White doesn't have to, whereas the person I'm talking about has to. Is one right? Is one wrong? No. Is there more punishment for one as opposed to the other? Well, there should be.
Yeah, I agree.
I'm
saying-
still dumbfounded by the amount of people being like, well, she hit him first.
Yeah,
It's like
well,
we live in this
I'm
equal world
still-
where like it's assault because she hit him. And I'm like, all right, okay. But no women are saying that. That's what really bugs me.
Yeah.
It's men. It's men who don't like the fact that women want equality. They're like, you wanted a fucking equal rights, so here you go. Fucking get hit, or you hit somebody, expect to get hit. I'm like, you fucking chumps. What are you doing?
Yeah, that's a
Like-
terrible mindset.
It's not even a mindset. I think it's like it's a way of like not dealing with reality. It's like I told you, like I've had a girl hit me before and I didn't react and I had to A, remove myself from the situation, B, deal with the embarrassment of people seeing it, and then C, live my life the day after, dealing with her, dealing with all the people, like using the excuse of like, well, she hit him first, so fair game. It's like that's not reality. That's not how things work. Am I wrong? I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong. I have no idea.
No, I agree with you.
But I don't know. I don't know. What would people think if like Dana gets hit by her and he presses charges for assault? What would people say about that guy?
Probably he's a
Come on.
pansy.
Yeah, exactly. I don't know, man. We'll see what happens, dude. I don't like how he's handled it. He's come out and done these videos and he's in the press. Like it just, it's.
But
Am I going to watch
let
the
me ask
UFC
you
this weekend? Yes, but
Let me ask you this. You say you don't like how he's handled it. What should he have done differently? Should he have stepped down?
well, I don't think he should have done the Fuck It Friday video. No, I don't think he should have been at this press conference. Yeah, disappear for a while, dude. You fucked up. Don't fucking act like business as usual.
But then wouldn't you be saying, oh, well, now he's just laying low for a while and he's going to come back and people are going to forget that this happened. And then you're going to be mad about that too. Like what I'm trying to say is I don't think there's anything that he can do to make this better, like to make this better for any of us. Like I think me and you have the same mindset on this whole thing. We definitely disagree with what he did. But I
It's
don't
not
know
making
what-
it better
I
for
don't-
us, dude.
I don't know what he does to make it look better in our eyes. There's nothing that he can do.
Yeah. I mean, maybe you're right, dude. I don't know. I don't have a solution other than that. He has a responsibility to the organization that he works for, and all of those people, again, I go back to all of the men and women that bust their fucking asses for that organization, who have been publicly crucified by that guy. He owes them more than to just fucking do this and then come back like nothing happened. I don't care if you go, yeah, I'm handling it behind the scenes. I don't care about that. That's a fucking excuse. It's a cop out. It's an easy way out. I don't like that. But, these guys and gals are going to have to continue working for this guy and go bite their tongue, essentially. Because he's going to be Dana and he's going to fucking call them out when he doesn't like what they do.
But
And
also in today's day and age and how things go now, you may see some kind of I don't know what the word is I'm looking for. You may see a bunch of UFC employees stand up against this.
I doubt it.
You don't think so?
We would have seen it already. We would have seen it already, man. The journalists are trying to ask questions, and he's, they're. I think in a lot of ways, like they're throwing up softballs, and like Endeavor, whatever WME Endeavor, like they took like 5 days to be like, say to the press, like, we're not going to comment. Why didn't you say that in the beginning? And also, why aren't you commenting? I don't know, man. I feel like he owes more to. Here, I'm going to say this. He doesn't owe more. He doesn't owe more to you and I. We don't fucking matter. But he owes more to his employees, meaning the fighters. He owes more to them. He's a terrible representation of what MMA is and MMA should be. And I think he owes more to them. That's it. That's how I feel. And no matter what he says or does moving forward, I feel like he's created the storyline for himself now, to where he's like, I'm sorry, I'm moving on. So we all have to now. So I feel like he's done wrong by his employees.
What does he do to make it right?
You can't. There's nothing. That's it.
Right.
It's over. It's gonna go away. That's the thing. Like I feel like it's already been swept under the rug, and it's gonna stay there. It's not gonna come back out. What's gonna happen is at one of these press conferences, and I'm so shocked that no one asked Sean Strickland today. Was it today? At this press conference for this fight this weekend about it, because he would have said something. I'm so shocked. But eventually it's going to come up. Someone's going to ask a fighter about it. Someone's going to like find sort of a backhanded way to bring it up. Whether that goes anywhere, we'll see. I don't know, but it could happen.
That or watch. You'll see one of these fighters that has a podcast or something. They'll have another fighter on, and they'll talk about it, and then.
Oh well, that's different. I mean,
no, I know,
well,
I know. What I'm saying is like they'll probably end up getting fined because they talked about it or something.
Oh God, I hope not.
Could you imagine?
I can, unfortunately. That's the worst part.
Yeah.
Lisa Marie Presley died.
No way, really?
Breaking news.
Straight for you.